Ladies and gentlemen, friends and neighbors, it's Scott Hammond with the 100% Humboldt podcast, voted number 2 by Loco just now and online with my special guest and new best friend, Kim Bergel.
Hi, everybody.
Hi, Kim. How are you?
Hi, I'm great.
It's good to see you.
Yeah, you too.
Tell us the whole Kim story, but tell us, what's your job? What do you do? What's your day job?
My day job is I work at a middle school, and I work with SPED kids, or special ed, one period, and then I have resource kids the other periods.
Very nice.
Yeah.
Is it Montessori school?
This is not Montessori school. I started in Montessori school, but this is not Montessori school.
Is it county schools?
This is Eureka City Schools, yeah.
Oh, very cool. Yeah, we have 9 kids. My oldest goes, Dad, aren't we all special needs? And I go, pretty much.
I think we all have our own, but yeah.
Oh, yeah.
To a degree.
Especially these days. It's like in the water, but different story.
Yeah.
So,
Everybody's got their something.
And your night job is?
I'm the mayor.
You're the mayor. Hey. Oh, Madam, is it Mrs. or Madam Mayor?
It's Miss Mayor because I'm not a married mayor.
It's Miss Mayor.
I believe. You can call me Madam Mayor. I like Madam Mayor.
You like Madam? Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, Madam Mayor.
Hello, everyone.
I like it.
Thanks for being here.
Yeah. So tell us about your early life, where you came from. We're going to talk about that, a little bit about your public service. Stick around. We got a whole bunch of cool stuff to learn about Kim because, and me too. So tell us about where you came from, where you were raised, where you went to school.
So I grew up here in Eureka, over by the zoo, and I went to Washington Elementary. I went to Winship, and I went to Eureka High.
Wow.
We're 4th generation. My kids are 5th generation.
Cool.
Humboldt County.
Might say 100% Humboldt.
100% homegrown, some people would say.
Homegrown. I like it. I like homegrown and Humboldt. They go together.
They do.
So what'd you do after high school?
Oh, I did a lot of things after high school. I took a different tack than a lot of people.
Tell us more.
Tell us more, he says. So, yeah, I moved around a lot. I'd had a family incident that happened in my senior year of high school. My mom died. And, I kind of went off the rails with that. And I moved around a lot, just trying to see where I fit and who I was and running away from that situation, clearly.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure. Who wouldn't? At 17.
Yeah, 17.
That's so rad. So early journey.
Early.
Yeah. So how did that, I see how that's resolved. How did that go? What turned it around? How did that cycle?
So I had moved around a lot. I'd tried a lot of different things. I'd tried a lot of different things that were very unhealthy. And I got to a place in my life where I just couldn't do it anymore. And I asked the universe for guidance, and somehow I got that guidance.
Wow.
And here I sit before you today.
Cool. So family, kids?
Family, I have 2 kids. One's at UC Santa Cruz, and one is just graduated from Redwood Coast Montessori.
Very nice. So proud mom.
Proud mom, absolutely.
So the UC Santa Cruz are the banana slugs?
They are.
Sweet.
Have you ever licked a banana slug?
I have I have never licked one. Have you?
Oh, yeah.
How does it taste?
It doesn't taste very good, but it makes your tongue numb.
Oh, I bet.
Yeah.
Because they're super sticky.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I don't think the brown ones do that for you.
I think when we were at Humboldt State, we were in an alternative GE program called Cluster. And some people watching may remember, but it was no tests, no grades, hippy-dippy woo-woo, but a great way to learn. And one of the, I think a student made a banana slug casserole.
Oh, my gosh.
I know. And I'm not sure if they revealed it before or after we ate it. But anyway, we digress.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah.
I had a story about that as well, but I think we'll just pass.
And then the UC Irvine are the anteaters. So we have some weird mascots.
Yeah.
Here's a weird one. Where my brother is from in Missouri and Columbia, where the university is. The high school in Columbia High is the Cupid Dolls. How do they win in a football game?
That must be interesting.
Just don't know. Anyway.
Did they have the little thing on there?
I think they have a little thing.
A little heart right here.
We love you.
We love you.
Don't tackle us too hard.
We're all about love.
So tell us about early years. So you got married and got kids.
Got kids.
Were you an educator then?
When my kids were born, after my kids were born. So prior to that, I did a lot of landscape things like that. Worked at 10 Window Williams for quite a while.
For Bill? Wow.
Yeah, with my daughter. She came to work with me when she was an infant.
I bet I met you when I was calling on 10 Window, because I used to be in advertising at the Tri-City Weekly.
You probably did.
Yeah.
And I had a baby in my sling or on my back. Or
Bill was a different, cool, old school dude.
he really is.
Is he still living?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, wow. He's got to be in his 90s,
I
right?
believe he is, yeah.
Wow. Because I haven't seen him in decades. It's been a minute.
He has a lot of great stories.
Oh, he's great.
I hope somebody captures those stories before he leaves. Transcends.
Podcast. Yeah. Who knows?
Who knows?
He was telling me he hunted with, who was the guy that broke the astronaut? John Glenn.
Oh.
That John and his team came up and he got to, I think, fish with them maybe.
Fish would be more likely.
He was a fisherman.
Absolutely. 100%. Yeah.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah. He was telling me these stories one day. I go, what? John, the astronaut? The guy the movie was about? He goes, yeah. I go,
I'm not surprised. He lived such a charmed life. It's really, like I said, if you ever get an opportunity, he's really great to talk to.
Mr. Relax. So you sold jewelry.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
I did.
So how about bodybuilding? Did you, let's, wait, that was a hard trend. Did you see that transition?
That was kind of a hard transition. So yeah, back in my 20s, I worked out at Classic Gym, and I had been working out with this woman, Susie Zugenbein, and she was an aerobics instructor.
Sure.
And it came out that they were having an event in Reading, and so we decided, well, we'll train for that. And at that time, there were people at Classic like Sal Palazzi, who was just a rock star. Yeah,
he was huge, man.
Oh my gosh, I saw them recently, and they both look amazing.
They're great.
Yeah. But anyway, he kind of coached us along to do that. And we went to Reading and we did a competition there, and we did one for Debbie Davis here. I did a couples one as well. And it was a good time. The dieting part of it was really miserable.
Brutal.
Mm-hmm.
Is Debbie still around?
I haven't seen her. I don't know.
So I remember seeing Sal and I think Debbie in the day competing at Eureka High.
I was there.
Were you there? Were you in the show?
I was.
Competing?
I was competing with
that was
Manuel
you.
Heipel.
Okay.
Yeah, we were the couple. Well, there were other couples, but we were a couple.
And Sal and Judy were very kind and taught me pickleball.
Okay.
Down at CR, College of Redwoods, which is located on the map. Do you see how I'm doing the shtick here?
Yeah.
It's right over here on the South Bay of Eureka. College of the Redwoods. Shout out to CR. Love you guys down there, and shout out to Sal and
absolutely, Judy.
Judy. Sorry, Judy.
Mm-hmm.
Gosh. Anyway, I get kind of nervous. Yeah, they're great. It's super. He was yoked, man. He
really was, and both of them were just so engaged and just in it, and they were inspiring. And when I saw them at Costco, I was like, oh my gosh, you guys, what are you doing? And she said pickleball.
And every bit is sweet.
Yeah.
And they're funny because they're really like coaching and coach approach and kind. And then after a while, she'd really get on my ass. Hey, what do you, she would just like, because that's love language, but whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah. So bodybuilding, did you ascend through the ranks?
No, it was never really my thing.
Mm-hmm.
I just did it a few times. And my partner, Susie, she had trained as a gymnast. So she was like this fabulously like lean, like cut. And they told me I should do Miss Fitness. I just wasn't big enough. So
I know her name. Is she still around?
No, she moved to Texas.
So my son, Mike, our 20-year-old youngest of 9, he could put up 455 pounds on a bench.
Wow.
And he's yoked and he's cutting. So he cut 30 pounds off. And the problem with cutting and dieting is he's just a crab. He's a grouch on the couch.
Yeah.
He's just a total jerk.
100%.
Because he's like, starving.
Well, and we dieted down where towards the end, like the last 2 or 3 days, and we didn't have water. I was eating like 2 chicken breasts a day. We'd have to wash them and then put like season 17 because no sodium. I mean, it was
hardcore.
Off the hook.
Wow.
Off the hook.
So do you know Ross Creech at Quality Body?
Mm-mm.
He's
I know I've awarded him for Business of the Year, which is incredible.
You would know that, yeah. His wife is amazing. She's a really good bodybuilder, and I should know her first name, and I don't offhand, but hi, Creeches. You guys are amazing. They do a good job. So you know a lot of business people probably in town as the mayor.
I know some.
Yeah. Let's talk about Eureka business. That's a fun tangent. Then we'll talk about some of your passion, your community involvement, stuff you want to, past, present, future, that you want to fix in the universe and in Eureka. So business in Eureka, what are you seeing right now?
Seeing a lot of change. a lot of good things. I want to just do a shout out to
Please.
some of the Old Town businesses that have really stepped up. During COVID, many of them went the extra mile. They worked together collaboratively to create this kind of group that works so well together. And it brings people to Old Town. And I just really appreciate that. And Belle Star is one of those. Sue is amazing. The Booklegger was another one.
Yeah.
Those two come to my mind, but there are plenty of others as well.
They've been there forever, Booklegger.
Forever, yeah.
Yeah. And so is Friday Night Market a result of some of that energy? Because that seems to have gone really well.
Yeah, it has. No, that's put on by Humboldt Made, so that's not even a city event necessarily.
But you guys have to bless it.
Oh, absolutely. And I've heard from business owners you get a mixed review, but a lot of business owners that I've talked to have been really happy with the Friday Night Market and have felt like it's really boosted business during the summer.
What's amazing, so at Friday Night Market during the day, having a salad at Los Bagels, hey, Dennis, there's no one in town. There's 10, I saw 10 people eating lunch, walking by. But 5 hours later, oh my gosh, there's 1,000+ people, just packed streets. One night it was just I think it was one of the last nights. And it was you couldn't find parking in Old Town.
Yeah.
You'd have to really truck in there. So yeah, good job on that. Tell us about your political career. How did you get started?
So I got started because of a resentment, actually.
Many things start there.
Yeah. I love the council meetings. I would watch the council meetings. My kids would watch the council meetings. In fact, they thought a TV dinner was on Tuesday night because we'd watch TV during dinner because we never watched TV during dinner. It was pretty cute, actually. So I watched the meetings for a very long time, and I watched the whole progression of the I digress. Jefferson Project, and how the city was going to support them, and there was all these things, and then a new council came on, and they just put the complete kibosh to it.
Wow.
So that was the first resentment I had. It was financial, and maybe they were being responsible, but I just wanted to shout out to Heidi Benzanelli and her team, Richard Evans, the whole group, because they have turned the Jefferson Center into this incredible, incredible place for the community to be at. They hold events, they hold classes, just an incredible event. So that the city had nothing to do with that.
Wow. So they just did it.
They just did it, which is amazing. And that's one of the things I love about our community so much is there's so many people out there that have a dream and they just do it.
Right.
I'm thinking of the Humboldt Bay Marathon right now, looking at Terry and how she's brought that forward. And
Terry.
Terry and Rich, yeah.
Yeah.
So
you know Terry Vrarman?
I do.
She's
Terry
amazing.
Vrarman Little. She is an incredible person. Yeah.
She's
one of my heroes for sure.
She's been on the show. She's amazing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Great.
So you guys were at Montessori together.
We were. Yeah.
You guys started the school?
Yeah, we were one of the founding families over in Cooper Gulch. There were, I can't remember now, I thought there were 19 kids. There may have been a few more kids. And now what's incredible is we started one grade at a time, and we have high school now. My daughter was the first graduating class of Redwood Coast Montessori High.
Wow, just recently.
Well, she's in college. She's her fourth year, but it hasn't been that long.
4 years ago, okay.
Yeah.
So how did Maria Montessori do things different in a nutshell? I didn't really dig deep with Terry in that, but how, just fundamentally, it's a different modality, right?
It is. So it's more about following the child within limits.
Yeah.
Within limits. Some would think that it's just chaos, but it's not. And the thing I love about the program, the Montessori program, is it teaches grace and courtesy, and it teaches people how to communicate.
Wow.
In healthy ways. And unfortunately, I think in our other schools, whether they're too big or there's just not the curriculum for it, we don't learn that, and I think that can be challenging in the long run.
Wait, grace and courtesy?
Grace and courtesy.
And communication.
And respect, yeah.
And respect. Hear that, folks?
Yeah.
Hear that, rest of the world?
Yeah.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah.
So when you were watching council meetings, what was the source of your resentment?
The source of back to that. I'm sorry, I digress.
That's okay.
Back to that was that they put the kibosh on the Jefferson Project.
Was that it?
No.
Oh.
No.
Oh, wait.
There's more. And so, and then, I don't know if you remember, but Frank Yeager had written this apology letter to the Wiyot tribe. And growing up in Eureka, that is something that we're very, very aware of.
Mm-hmm.
The massacre. And as we got older, we learned more about what the massacre was really about, and horrible.
Oh, unacceptable.
Horrible.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So Frank wrote this, Mayor Yeager, he wasn't the mayor. Yeah, he was the mayor at that time. He wrote this letter as an apology to the tribe.
Kind of an open letter?
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Just an open letter. And the Time Standard had published it prior to the council meeting. Oh. So everybody kind of read it. So it got up to council, and they were worried about litigation.
From whom?
From 100 years ago. They didn't want to get sued, was the topic that I was hearing. And I was like, are you kidding me? If you're going to do the right thing, you're going to do the right thing for free and for fun. You're not going to do the right thing because you're worried about being sued. It just, It made no sense to me.
Or not do it, yeah.
So I'm grateful to say that when I did get on council, we had unanimous council approval to return the island to Tolowa 5 different times.
Wow.
Yeah, because it was a process. It's not an event, right? Well, it ended up being an event, and that'll be coming up on October 18th. I was thinking about this today. I believe it's 5 years. It was 2019.
Formerly known as Indian Island, right?
Formerly known.
Do you know Lynette Mullins, right? Uh-huh. So in Toastmasters, where we speechified, she gave a really cool speech on that event and what transpired and why, and she was super well read and super well spoken about it. In 7-8 minutes, it was like just shocking. Wait, that happened across the bay?
Right.
Quarter mile away? What?
Yeah.
When? By whom? And it was mostly women and children, right, that were killed.
And elders.
Yeah.
I mean, they just took, hatchets to heads and.
Just crazy.
Yeah.
And for what purpose? It was for land? Who knows?
What is the purpose?
Because
they were upset because they thought somebody was stealing their cattle or there was something going on. Yeah.
Yeah.
Is there ever a reason
to do that?
For that?
Yeah, no.
No.
Yeah, no.
Absolutely not. So
So you're aggravated watching this stuff go down on public TV.
Yeah.
Access TV.
Yeah. Very much so. And so when but I do want to say this. So when the island was returned, the beauty of that was that Frank could read his letter in entirety.
Oh, that's cool.
Former Mayor Yeager, excuse me. Yes. So that was really cool.
Also a good man.
Also a good man. I totally agree.
Big in scouting, right?
Absolutely. Yeah.
Were you on the same council as he was?
He was the mayor.
So you were appointed by then?
I was elected by then.
You were elected.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
I appreciate that correction. That's a big difference. So who suggested that you start campaigning?
Right. So I was on the Transportation Safety Commission, which I really loved. I got on that because I would ride my kids all around on my bike, and I had a tag along and a trailer. It was pretty long. And the way people drove back then was just incredibly scary.
Oh my gosh. Still is.
Well, yeah. But when you have your kids towing along behind you, it makes it a lot more scary. So anyway, I got on the Transportation Safety Commission because I wanted to see a change there. And in that time, I met Linda Atkins, who was the liaison for a short period there. And so when it came to run for office, she'd come to me and ask me if I would run. And I was like, I don't know. I can't do that. I have little kids. I can't do that. And so I had a discussion with my then husband, and we decided that was something that would be all right. We could do this. So that's what we did.
And ran and won. Did you win the first time?
I did. But it was so crazy because I didn't at the first night. At election night, I didn't win. So because there were ballots that were sent in that weren't counted yet.
All right.
So I lost by a really small margin. I can't remember. It was like 100 votes or 46 votes. And then when they did the final count, I'd won by 46 or 100. I always get those numbers split. And probably I won by 46.
A whisker. Yeah.
Yeah.
Good for you.
Yeah. That's why it's so important to vote.
Yeah.
No matter who you decide to vote for, please vote.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's good.
Exercise that right.
Yeah. No, there's been some close ones. So that was council in what year? Was that 2014?
2014. Yeah, I had to put my coat on. It's cold in
Go for it. Yeah, pop your coat on. Hey, look at me over here. She's putting her coat on. That's Humboldt County. We live in Humboldt County.
We live in Humboldt County.
It's one of the most northern coastal counties in California. The original God's country, invented by God, and has rivers and streams and culture and arts and people and folks like
Ocean and Bay.
Ocean and Bay and woods and trails, mountain biking, fishing, hunting,
Running.
Agate
hunting.
Oh, and it goes on. And the food's great, usually. Back to Kim. Hi, Kim.
Hi.
You got
I got my coat on.
Got the coda. So 2014, so you're on that council. What are you guys dealing with in 2014 through that first term?
That was a rough year for a lot of folks. We were dealing with the Pelco Marsh, removal of people.
Right. Behind Bayshore Mall,
yes.
that whole city.
Yeah. And then we were also dealing with syringe exchange.
Right. What were they called? They weren't haters. They were, what was the needle exchange program called?
Hatcher.
Not hater.
Not hater.
Yeah. That was problematic, though.
That was problematic. Yeah. That would be an understatement.
Yeah. You have a bunch of free needles.
Well, the science backs that up when it's distributed properly.
Right.
Yeah.
And so that's kind of gone, right? That Hatcher got the hatchet?
No.
Sort of.
They still have their building in Arcata, brick and mortar, and then they do go to different areas. They do mobile.
It's a little different.
And we
now.
have one spot in Eureka now.
I found a lot less needles in my business in the last, say, 5 years.
Good.
It used to be, it was like, what's going on? And, are they at the playground? It's like, this is not good. And so that seems to have abated a lot, at least subjectively on my watch and my little turf. So
yeah, I'm happy to hear that.
Yeah, not fun. So what else is going on in that first term? Pelco. Is this beyond a balloon track?
No, that
went away before.
Yeah.
That was a bygone.
Yeah,
thought.
long before.
Okay. The lot's still there and there's still, hey, the trains are gone. I saw that off the balloon
Yes,
track.
isn't that awesome?
Kind of looks good, yeah.
Way better.
Yeah, I like trains, but I just don't like them,
Yeah.
there.
Right.
I live in McKinleyville, so I don't have a say at all. I guess I do. It's my planet too.
Exactly.
Anyway, so
everybody has a voice.
Everybody does.
Everybody gets their 3 minutes. We don't care where you're from.
So speaking of which, I watch these meetings and I see the same obstructionist folks come on and say your piece, get out. You got 2 minutes, go. 3 minutes. And sometimes it's the same tune. It's anti-vax or it's whatever. And like you said, everybody's got a voice. One theme that I've had in this podcast is like a lot of people have their voice, say it. So let's take We Are Up with Mary Keene, who's Grassroots, big fans, both
I've
of us.
got to get out there, yes.
Yeah. Oh, it's so cool.
I've heard, yes.
Hey, Mary, you're doing a great job. But first time Joni and I ever went to anything to testify, went to that meeting, and it was great. And they approved it that night. And don't you know, they rolled over backwards on compromised, helped the neighborhood. And there was a couple of jerks. It just wasn't enough, and it's never enough. And so it's you guys out there that I'm speaking to, and you know who you are. Probably the same people that troll on Loco and just say crap, just
Could be.
for fun.
Could be.
And I wonder, you could have your say-so, and then it's over, and we all voted, and there was consensus. And come on, move on, dude. And it's so there's my little rant. Thanks for listening.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Yeah, there's a place. So those are the guys that agitate and aggravate me when I watch over my TV dinner and city council meetings to go.
Well, everybody is welcome and everybody gets their 3 minutes.
Yeah.
Some people feel the need to be disrespectful, but they still get their 3 minutes. And, to be honest with you, I'm glad that they're there because we need to hear all opinions, whether we agree with them or not.
Sure.
Sometimes it's very rough to sit there and listen to them.
Yeah.
At times there have been some times in the past where it was really scary.
Sure.
But, you come to a place where it's like, you're welcome here. Follow the rules and we're happy to have you.
Yeah. And then I would think, please hit the door. but that's just me.
Yeah, no, I wished, can I just be honest with you about this? I wish that they would not hit the door because what happens in the meeting after public comment, there's so much great work happening all the time.
And they could be
folks
part of that.
come and they listen, or they come and they share their 3 minutes and then they leave and they don't hear all of the great things that are happening in the city.
That's good.
So, I encourage people to stay in the meeting if you can, because it's just, you never know. And well, you can look at the agenda and see what we're talking about. But there's so many opportunities to hear great things and to put input on what we're doing. This is our city. This is our community. This isn't 5 people sitting up there directing everything.
Right.
We need our community to step up and be a part of that.
I love that.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah, I like that perspective. So stick around and learn something.
Yeah, please.
And adapt. Yeah.
And share, like instead of, I shouldn't say instead of, because everybody gets it right. But what I'm saying is, stick around and be a part of our community. Like, put your input in. Like, if you don't, if you like that, or if you have a way that we could do it differently, please come and share it, And listening to some of the presentations, like we had a great presentation from Jacob from CARE. Actually, I think he was at the beginning, but we've had some other presentations which are at the end that are incredible, talking about what we're doing about the issues that people are complaining about during public comment.
Right. I love and admire you and all y'all to sit there and go, and no one's doodling or on their phone on Facebook. It's like there's the Board of Supervisors, same thing, Riadel, City Council, whatever. I just don't think I could do it. It's like I couldn't be a doctor and just deal with blood. It would be just brutal all day long. So bless you for that gift. I think, again, to reiterate my aggravation, it's those who are aggro and mad and weird for no reason. It's just not necessary. You can be passionate without being attacking. And those that won't let it go after the decision's made, dude, just move on, bro. Anyway, hey, there's my 2 cents.
Thanks.
So what are you passionate about in terms of what's going on today
in our city,
in this council? And and you guys all report to Miles, by the way? Is that true?
No.
He reports to you guys?
Yes.
Let's get
Yes. Yes.
No way. Let's get that right, Scott. Get your facts right.
So the thing that I'm really passionate about is I do have a mental health initiative that I've been working on throughout my term as mayor. And so with that, we've had my first year, we had 4 town halls. Last year, we had 2 because I had an injury. And I was off work. So we had a small one, and then we had a really big one to kick off May as Mental Health Month. And currently, we're working on restructuring what we're doing, and we'll be releasing shorts. Instead of having a whole town hall where people come and sit, we'll be doing short little videos with different agencies so that folks can understand what's happening in our city. Like, people don't I think people don't, well, they don't understand because they don't know, right? When you know better, you can do better. But there are so many opportunities to be involved, to be, if you've got an issue going on, people to reach out to. There's just so much access and so much opportunity for people. And I think we get so caught up in our day that we don't realize that. So that's something that we're going to be moving forward as well. And then in May, we'll have another big, huge event for May as Mental Health Month.
So the initiative has to do with incorporating folks to volunteer more and get involved with mental health issues?
It more has to do with education.
Okay.
So I guess what I meant by that is that if you need a resource, we're trying to show what is actually out there, and also to remember that, mental illness is not a moral issue.
Right.
Right. Nor is addiction
or cancer
or any of those things. And I think it's really a challenge sometimes because we see the behaviors and they can be scary and they can be a lot of things. But to remember that person too is the child of somebody, maybe a parent, and that there are places that they can go and be to get the support that they need. And that's what we're trying to bring out more to folks so that we can get the help they need.
It's a cool reminder. Imago Dei, child of God, human being. It's all pretty important.
100%.
Yeah. 100% Humboldt. I had an office. Hey, where'd you get that plug? Officer Lenny LaFrance was on the show.
Okay, yes.
Is he the missed officer?
No, he's actually Commander LaFrance now. Yeah. And he began the CSET program, which is Community safety enhancement team.
Nice guy.
Excellent. He is, yes, compassionate.
Good cop.
100%. His whole team. And I swear, if you get an opportunity to watch one of them interact with someone who's having a crisis or all this, you'd be blown away.
So he trains other units and individuals and teams to deal with the mentally ill on the street.
Yeah.
That's so cool.
You know, that's one thing about our city. We have a lot of innovative people, right? So he created that program. He's sharing that program.
Yeah.
The city created Uplift Eureka, which is a program to help homeless people, or I call it homeless. Some people call it unhoused. I don't know what term is appropriate these days, but to support them in getting help. And they won an award from the League of Cities for that program. But, you know, up here behind the Redwood Curtain, we really do have to get creative and innovative with our ideas because we don't have LA's money or access to a lot of the things that bigger cities do.
Yeah. Deborah Garnes was talking about that a little bit. Mayor of Riadale, your fellow mayor.
I know.
How many? Who else is mayor? Is Alex Stillman mayor?
No, it's Meredith Matthews.
Meredith. And who else is the other mayors? Trinidad has a mayor. Anyway, we'll quiz you on that one later.
Thanks.
You're welcome. So achievements. Have you gotten accolades or for some of the initiatives and stuff you've done? I mean,
that's not why I do it.
No, wouldn't think so.
Oh, okay.
I don't get. But have you been recognized as? Maybe I should not ask that. I don't.
Not that I'm aware of.
Do you get medals?
No, only when I run.
Okay, good, good. So how's your running? Have you been running?
I've been running off and on.
Did you do the marathon?
I did the half.
Nice.
And I bested my time.
Nice.
Which was awesome. And then I started running again. And then I had this other injury and it created a problem with my equilibrium. And
oh, no.
Oh, yeah, it's delightful.
Yeah, Jody got to finish with Sarah.
I saw the pictures.
Sarah
I saw the picture.
Yeah, she walked. They ran and had a good finish. And I like the Humboldt Bay Marathon. Then Scott Q. Marcus, who we all know and love.
Yes.
Scotty Q.
Richard.
He made it through.
He did.
He got it.
He did.
Couched a 5K to 13.2.
So proud of him.
No, actually, she did a race for him. She did a 10K for him.
She did a 5K.
Was it a 5K?
It was a 5K.
Was it a 5K? Okay, yeah.
Yeah, because we ran, Terry and I ran with him.
That's right.
One day just to kind of get a feel for what the course was.
Yeah,
to get what the course was and all of that.
He's been a big part of my life and a good friend of mine. Taught me how to public speak and write a book and be generally cool like Scott Q. Marcus.
Hey, don't forget the Q.
I got the Q. Actually, Q started in Toastmasters many years ago, and I got invited to a meeting and went, and I thought, my dad always said public speaking would be a good thing. And I did, and I really loved it and got kind of hooked. And I started, he quit kind of at the similar time, but went through it and really kind of hooked up with him and got part of the NSA National Speakers Association and how to be a more better speaker. Because some people have a way with words and others no have way.
More better.
Yeah, more better. There was a Steve Martin line that didn't go over too well. So, hey, part of the show where we have fabulous prizes.
Yeah.
And a bell that actually works.
Very nice.
So here's your Humboldt quiz.
Okay.
Are you ready?
I'm ready.
You sure? It's pretty important stuff. So question number 1, Kim Bergel for 10 points. You have an entire day to do whatever you want to do with a healthy body, and you can go anywhere you want in the county and do whatever you want. Where do you go? What do you do?
So I would run on the trail.
Which one?
Our trail. The waterfront trail, actually all the way out. It's so beautiful, the new part. Have you been out there?
Yeah, to the nuclear plant?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Humboldt Hill, actually.
Humboldt Hill.
Yeah.
Does it go? It goes up to the plant at this point, right?
Yeah. And then it'll be extending.
Oh, yeah.
So
very
it turns
nice.
off. Yeah, it's so beautiful. So I would do that, and then I would look for low tide, and I would go out to the beach. I would either I love to go to King Salmon. I used to go there with my kids all the time and save the starfish, but only at low tide.
Right.
So I would do that or go agate hunting probably.
Nice. Like Moonstone?
No. Dry lagoon. Should I share my spots? I don't know. Dry.
Secret dry lagoon spot.
No, it's not secret.
Is that the one where you have to take a boat over?
No. Dry lagoon or big lagoon also.
Jody and Sarah Starr did that hike over to Dry. Or there's some hike that they did that was really
Oh, I wonder if it's in Clam Beach behind and keep going. I don't know.
No, up at Dry Lagoon. There's anyways, I don't hike with them, so I don't have.
I haven't been on that.
Yeah, it's supposed to be nice. Lots of hiking.
Yeah.
Do you know Reese Hughes? He was on the show. He wrote the book on hiking for Humboldt.
Oh, okay. I have that book, but no, I don't.
Hi, Reese.
I have your book.
Yeah. Kim has your book. Great guy. Okay, question number 2. We digressed for a moment. You get to eat anywhere you want today, and who do you go with, and where are you going to take them? And it doesn't have to be Eureka, because I know pretty loyal to Eureka. But
I am pretty loyal to
it could be Eureka. It doesn't have to be.
So could I have 3 meals or only just 1?
Go. 3 is for bonus points. 3 meals.
So,
Go for it.
So for breakfast, I would probably go to Los Bagels, and or the Green Lily. But the Green Lily, you can go for brunch. Oh, so good. They have gluten-free French toast. So, I mean,
really?
Yeah, nobody has gluten-free French toast.
And it tastes good.
It tastes so good. Yeah.
Gluten-free.
Yeah. And then for dinner, I don't know.
What's lunch? Is it Red Lily?
Well, it would be brunch. It would be between the Green Lily. For lunch, let's see.
Their French onion soup is killer, by the way, Green Lily.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, it is.
Super good.
It's the bomb. For lunch, let's see. Well, I would probably have a cheeseburger at the Vista.
Really? Okay, cool.
God, they have great food there.
They do.
Mm-hmm.
I've had the Cubano. It's really good.
Mm-hmm. And then for dinner, that would be a tough one. It would probably be the Sea Grill or Tandoori Bites, because I love Indian food.
Yeah. Have you tried their new pizza place?
I have not yet.
It's supposed to be good.
I have heard.
Have you tried it, Nick? Is it good? Supposedly good. I've heard it's good.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, we went there Tuesday night. Not there. We went to the
Tandoori
other
Bites.
location. Yeah. But
their butter chicken is killer.
And we were talking about going there, so next time.
Yeah. What's that bread called? The
naan?
The naan bread.
The non-gluten-free bread, that stuff?
They have it gluten-free too?
No, I said the non-gluten-free.
There's a lot of jokes embedded.
Chuckle, right?
Yeah, there's a lot of levels on that one. Hey, question number 3. Cup of coffee. Where'd you go? What'd you get? What'd you get?
In my car, I would get Jitterbean.
Mm-hmm. Not car.
Not car?
Mm-hmm.
Well, either Ramones or Humboldt Bay coffee.
Okay.
Either one. It would depend on the day.
Yeah. Ramones still has really good coffee.
And meetings, yeah.
Yeah, they've done it for years. Okay.
I go to both.
I think I know the answer to this one. So you get to go for a bike ride. Where do you go?
Waterfront Trail. Actually, a great ride, too, is from my house. My son and I ride out to Headwaters and ride out that way. And it's gorgeous.
Up Elk River all the way up?
All the way down through Cotton and then down and back on Elk River Road and then back to the trail there. And we ride partway up the trail, not all the way up the trail.
Right. Yeah, you could go a little ways up. We've done that. So that's such a cool trail.
It's so beautiful.
And there's not that much traffic.
This is where we live.
Yeah, this is the bike ride.
This is where we live, yeah.
I was at Furbridge today coming back from the stand down. It's like, I don't know how you get a bike on there with 2 cars going. I mean, it's like the bike must have to go ahead of the car.
Oh, yeah. I would take the lane on that for sure.
And just take the whole lane and ride fast. Ride like heck.
Yeah. Well, you don't have to ride like heck, but...
Yeah. Well, depends who's behind you.
That's true.
And how close they are.
Samoa Bridge is pretty scary too, though, to be honest. I've ridden that with my kids.
Yeah, Joni was saying.
One time I rode it with my kids. That was enough.
Speaking of the Ghirardelli Trail that's coming in, hooking in Arcata and Eureka, it's going to be amazing.
The Ghirardelli?
Well, Ghirardelli's the contractor.
Oh.
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
You're going, is it Dick Taylor or Ghirardelli?
Yeah, exactly.
No, they're the contractor. Actually, I think it's Mercer. Is it Mercer or is it McCall? Anyway, doesn't matter. We're connecting.
From Arcata.
We're connecting. Mm-hmm. And it looks like it's like starting to
I've heard early next year, but don't quote me on that.
Yeah. Jody, every time we drive by, we're like, check it out. Look at that. Oh, yeah. So
nice.
Here's the question that we had, and I don't suppose you could have an answer. I don't know. Why do you not just build the trail on the rail bed? Because the forms are made. The rails are already forms that you could concrete in and maybe overflow and do. I mean, there must be a machine that's built in America that already does this to rails. Mm-hmm. I don't know. So in this case, they had to build it aside and do the whole other road bed for it. But anyway.
That's a great question.
I digress. Somebody out there probably knows that answer. So what do you see for the future, current issues and future vision for Eureka specifically?
Okay, so current issues
Madam Mayor.
in which regard?
What are the top 3 current issues that you're focused on, that you see as, I don't know, that you're passionate about?
So homelessness, housing are always 2 big ones.
Mm-hmm.
Economic development. So housing, I'm so proud of our city. We've worked really diligently. We have such a great team, but we've got some places that are going to be coming forward.
Mm-hmm.
So hopefully sooner than later, where we're going to be housing people. And again, behind the redwood curtain, I think it's really important to remember that we have to be creative. We have to be innovative. And so I really want to give props to our staff who thought of this idea of turning parking lots into housing.
Mm-hmm.
And I know that there's a lot of fear around that.
Mm-hmm.
But, I had a City Manager Slattery confirm this or clarify this at our last meeting, that these places that are moving in are not zero income people. These are folks that are working people. These are people, I could qualify for that. And many people I know could qualify for the housing that's going to be going in.
Mm-hmm.
And there's always this big fear of what you're going to end up with, I suppose. But I think, looking forward, what I see is a booming old town. I see us thriving because we're going to have a lot more people down there, a lot more people, a lot more shopping, a lot more opportunity, less things happening maybe that are distasteful. I don't know, but having more people in a place certainly makes a huge impact. So I'm really looking forward to that moving forward and getting people housed. That's right now it's so expensive. I'm so grateful. My mortgage is less than people pay for a 1-bedroom apartment, and I'm just so grateful every day for that.
Crazy.
And it's a bummer. It's horrible.
Our poor kids and grandkids.
Absolutely. So at the city, working towards getting housing has been a really big and important issue.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Gosh, I don't even know where to start on that one. So as part of that development downtown, fill me in on the transportation center behind Lost Coast Brewery that is conceived of. What is that project? And that's separate from Measure F and the whole development of parking lots, right?
No, that's not separate from Measure F.
Is it a part of that vision to do a big transpo center like Arcata has?
So would you clarify what you mean by Measure F before I go any further?
Yeah, I strike that. So I just want to focus on the transportation center question. That's a pretty good idea, right?
So it's going to be a hub. It's going to be a transit hub. It's going to have businesses below. It's going to have housing on top. It's going to be a place where people can convene. And again, it's going to be housing, something we desperately need. And it's going to increase hopefully our transit riderships. Amtrak will be coming through there. There's going to be a lot happening in that hub.
Yeah.
I don't know if you've ever been to a transit hub or something like that in a bigger city, but they're pretty neat.
Oh, they're
pretty
cool.
neat. So, yeah.
So that's going to be, we just got back from Amsterdam where everything's not cars.
Yeah.
If you own a car, it's super expensive for every, $12 a gallon, and parking's a headache.
Oh, we thought we had it bad at $5.69, right?
Oh my gosh. And then we go to Medford and it's like $3.33 and they're talking about under $3, and you go, where do I live? Anyway, the gas prices, we should talk about that for a long time, but we won't. So Transportation Hub also has regional buses that go to Willow Creek or to Ukiah or the Skunk Train or wherever.
Yeah.
That's cool.
It is cool.
That's going to be neat.
It's going to be really exciting, and I think it's really going to boost our Old Town.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And I think Old Town can handle it. So development behind Jack's and behind Dick Taylor Chocolate,
There's an RFP out for that. We haven't settled on anything there yet.
Yeah. But the idea would be to develop that into something other than parking. It would be
eventually
shopping buildings, homes.
There's been a lot of talk. Years ago when I was first on council, we did a charrette with Rob Homeland. A lot of the community came and we kind of looked at what could happen and ideas. I think we should have a Ferris wheel, personally. It'd be awesome down there.
Well, that'd be cool.
Yeah. But there was a lot of talk about what could happen there, whether that would be coffee shops, offices, businesses,
right.
Cal Poly Humboldt moving in with a conference center. I mean, there's a lot of different, or somebody moving in with a conference center, those kinds of things. Just really looking at different opportunities.
Maybe a concert venue.
Exactly.
Reading with their municipal auditorium that they did 50 years ago.
Yeah.
Gosh.
We definitely, in my opinion, we could really use a concert venue.
Wouldn't that be nice?
That would be
1,000
absolutely
seats?
awesome.
Yeah, whatever.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Used to do them in the Muni years ago.
Right.
Remember? Do you remember that?
The echo chamber. Echo. Yeah.
I saw Dr. Hook there.
Oh, there's some history.
Yeah.
And Ringo was there.
I didn't see Ringo.
Snoop came, and then Leonard Skinner played so loud at Redwood Acres that it like blew people's hats off and stuff.
Oh, wow.
It was like sound check. Anyway. Actually, Old Town Bar and Grill. Did you ever go there?
I did. That's been a long time ago.
That's going way back.
Mm-hmm.
Paul DeMarc was talking about some of the shows back in the day and how Deborah Lazio brought in like amazing people. Like just how did you get them off of I-5 to come over here? And it was, she said 4, 5, 6 nights a week of music.
Yeah.
Wouldn't that be something?
That would be amazing.
The music venue. So the other tract of land, Halverson. Is there anything going down there?
So there is a park going in there. Is it Grace Merton? No, that's it. I'm sorry, the name escapes me. I want to say it's Grace Merton. But there will be a park going in there for kids and all of those things. It's going to be really nice.
Very nice.
Really nice, yeah.
Right on the waterfront.
Right on the waterfront.
That'll be cool.
Yeah, I would love to see us use that waterfront more often. We're doing a lot of different events, post-COVID. The Kite Festival is one of those events, and CanaFest just happened. And there's just a lot of things that go down there.
It's really cool. And riding around the Matticat, looking at all of it, going, oh, this city looks very different from a boat.
It does. Who doesn't love Matticat?
Matticat's cool, man. The
smallest legal bar in California.
Right, and longest running something boat. And
yeah, I think she's 100. Oh gosh, Levi would kill me. I want to say she's like 114.
Wow.
Yeah.
And chugging along.
Great history. Yep.
It's so cool to look out the bay and go, I hear, the speaker, and they're giving a tour, and it's amazing.
I can hear it from my house.
So real quick, I want to talk about your legacy and what you want to leave behind in your gravestone and what we're going to say and what we're going to say at what you would like them to say or think they could. But before we do that, how do we get a hold of you or y'all at the council? What's the best way to go?
707-616-2178.
616-2178.
That's the best way.
I'm going to call right now.
You going to call me? My bat phone will
Is it your cell phone? No, I'll call you in a minute. I'll call you when we're done.
Okay.
So you actually take calls.
I do.
That's cool.
I do. Yeah.
What's that number again? 616 what?
707-616-2178.
2178.
Mm-hmm.
Very good.
I work in the day, so texting also works.
Okay.
But if you leave me a message, generally I'll call you back.
Wow, that's accessibility.
I try to be accessible. I think, again, I want to repeat myself because I think it's really important. We're a community. We're all in this together. And so I am available because I think it's important that we discuss whatever needs to be discussed, whatever's happening.
Yeah. Here's how clueless I am about politics, and maybe I should be a little bit more aware. Are you on the ballot? Are you one of the seats for November? You're not?
No.
That's just Scott.
And Katie.
And Katie.
Moulton, yeah.
Gotcha. He's Ward 2 and she's Ward...
She's Ward 2 and he's Ward 4.
He's 4. Had him as a guest. Great guy.
Yeah, he is a great guy.
Nice man. I like Scott.
Our climate change lead guy.
Oh, really?
He's so knowledgeable. So knowledgeable.
And that's important.
Absolutely.
Why is that important for us as a city council?
Have you noticed the weather?
It's really nice today. I like this.
Do you remember when you were a kid?
It'd be raining by now.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So sea level rise is something that we really need to get on top of sooner than later. And so I appreciate that Scott is really engaged and involved in that.
I'm going to ask about that at the gym tomorrow.
Do it.
Yeah. He works out. We all say hi.
Okay.
Guys, high five. What's up? Yeah, he's sweet. So tell me, what do you want to be remembered for?
Wow. I think the most important thing for me is that I made a difference. And I already, so whether it's my legacy or not, I already know that. Because I think of all the people that I worked with in Palco Marsh and all the people that I talked to on the streets, or some of them in business, or the return of Tolowa Island and my part in that. All of these things have enriched my spirit and my insides and my soul, and they've been such a gift.
Nice.
And so whether people remember me or not,
Mm-hmm.
I win.
Yeah.
I get it, So
Right on. I like that.
yeah.
And I didn't even ask this, so I have to ask this the other question, but just behind that. What 3 things are you passionate about?
So for the city,
For your life?
for my life,
Could be the city. I mean, it's part of your life.
well, I think, one of the things and the reason I work at a middle school and the reason that I do a lot of the work that I do is I really feel like it's so important for us to see our value and to treat each other with respect. And when I worked in Montessori, that was a really big piece, and I learned so much there, and I'm so grateful for that.
Mm-hmm.
But I think the way that we treat each other and the way that we talk to each other is a big piece. Now I digress. What was the question? but that's something that's very important to me.
Well, I think you answered the 3 things you're passionate about. One would be sounds like kids and
absolutely. So
modeling
I've worked with youth
kindness.
And yeah, well, I'm concerned. I mean, it's selfish. I'm concerned about my future. So I really want to have our kids realize their value and realize that we can be respectful. I mean, it's embarrassing when I look at the national, the news and the way we treat each other. And sometimes even at a council meeting, it's like I have 8th graders that treat each other better than grown-ups. And seeing those kind of behaviors that we're modeling for our kids.
It's weird.
It's sad.
Yeah. So I'll ask you a question because I think I know the answer. Back to mental health. It's actually kind of relates to mental health, I think. There's something in the water right now. It's really bizarre out there. It's people that I know, and I guess because I'm 65 and I'm older, I know more people and network bigger and whatever. But there's a lot of crazy out there and a lot of really sadness and like people are going through really hard crap, and it's heartbreaking and heartrending. Do you see a higher frequency in the networks you're part of in terms of people just going through it?
I do. And honestly, it's frustrating because I feel like part of that is this culture of divisiveness that's created some of those things. And then people can't afford to live somewhere. People can't afford to pay fuel to get to work. There's a lot of things that are happening now that are very uncomfortable and very challenging. And those things, unfortunately, are at a higher level than we can do here in Eureka. But bottom line, in my mind, is that the way we treat each other, with all that stuff going on, I mean, I go to other countries, like I've been to Mexico and some countries, or some areas there, and met some families from different countries, and watching, you don't have to have anything to be happy.
Right.
And I think we're so driven culturally. And so that creates that whole narrative of
stuff. Yeah. It's okay to have stuff. Just don't let stuff have you.
Well, that's, exactly. It's totally. But that is part of the problem, I think, is that we get driven to do all these things, and then we can't do them all. And then that creates another problem for us in our
dissatisfaction, entitlement. And I think we'll blame the Mr. Google on some of that, just in terms of the internet's really served us well and not so well.
Isn't that true with everything, though?
It's true, yeah.
Everything is both and, that's for sure.
Yeah, it's yes. Yeah, but anything else you're passionate about? I mean, there must be plenty of things, but so you said raising up a next generation with some kindness and respect.
And I love to garden. I love to be out in my garden.
Cool.
Yeah, I love to be out in nature.
Nice. What do you grow?
I love to bring people together. Flowers.
Flowers? Nice.
Yeah.
Okay, great. That's good to know. So parting shots, how do we get a hold of you again? 707?
707-616-2178.
And my phone number is 616-PA-BUCKET. Call me. I'll pick up every time. Promise. No, just kidding. Thanks for being here.
Sure. One thing I did want to say is they did offer up to, I think it's important because, the city did offer up to do a phone tree, where you'd have to call and press the buttons and all the way to get to me. And I don't like that for myself.
Yeah. So
we're not doing that. So that's the number you call me at. You can find me there.
Do you get more calls or texts?
Depends on the situation. So emergent stuff, usually a phone call. If it's something that can kind of, it's not an emergency, text. And then email too.
Wow. That's really cool. That's so accessible.
Yeah.
I love that.
I think it's important.
Tell us one more time that we're all in this together and there's a way to do it better.
Yeah.
Because I want to hear that. That's such
It's
an
the
important,
absolute truth.
that's the gospel, man.
That's the
true.
bottom line. I mean, really, the way we treat each other is the most important thing. All these other things are just noise. If we have the relationships and the way we treat each other is with respect and dignity, we don't have to like each other. We don't have to agree with each other.
Sure.
But we don't have to be jerks to each other.
True.
You know?
True.
And so I think it's really important.
Yeah, there's resource in that and connection in that relationship.
In a healthy community, we lift each other up.
Yeah.
And I see that so much in our city. And I can see the other as well, you know, and hopefully eventually, you know, we all have our something, we all have our passion, and hopefully we'll find ways to collaborate and make a difference in our city together. Not 5 people sitting up on the dais, all of us.
Right.
We all live here.
We're all part of this village, yeah.
Yeah.
Anything else? Anything you'd like to recap or parting shots? Or
Nope, I just really appreciate you having me here today. And
pleasure.
Directly after work.
Yeah.
With middle schoolers.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
With whatever I did today. Yeah, thanks for being here. Appreciate you.
Yeah, thank you.
All right. Thanks again.
You betcha.